Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. Let's begin with the practice question. At which of the following places 2022 UN Ocean Conference will be held? The correct answer is Lisbon. Recently, a Union Minister of State left for Portugal to take part in the 2022 UN Ocean Conference at Lisbon. More than 130 countries will participate in the conference. He will deliver the keynote address on behalf of India at the UN conference on the theme Scaling Up Ocean Action Based on Science and Innovation for the Implementation of Goal 14, Stocktaking Partnership and Solution. The National Kite Boarding Championship will be held in, the correct answer is Tuticorin. Option A is correct. The third edition of the National Kite Boarding Championship will be held in Tuticorin. The event is being organized by Tamil Nadu Sailing Association and Chennai Sailing Academy. Kiteboarding will be making its debut in Olympics at Paris in 2024. It's a sport that involves using wind power and a large power kite to pull a rider across a water, land, or snow surface. It combines aspects of paragliding, surfing, windsurfing, skateboarding, snowboarding, and wakeboarding. The Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment is related to, the correct answer is G7. Recently, the G7 group announced an attempt to compete with China's formidable Belt and Road Initiative. The group is raising $600 billion for global infrastructure programs in poor countries. The Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment was unveiled with fanfare by US President Joe Biden and G7 allies. It aims to fill a huge gap left as China uses its economic clout to stretch diplomatic tentacles into the furthest reaches of the world. Unlike China's state-run BRI initiative, the proposed G7 funding would depend largely on private companies being willing to commit to massive investments and is therefore not guaranteed. The Hathigumpa inscription is related to, the correct answer is Kharavela. One of the kingdoms which rose to prominence after the Mauryas was Kalinga. Kalinga included modern Odisha and parts of northern Andhra. Its most important ruler was Kharavela. The Hathigumpa inscription in a Jain cave at Udaigiri Hills would give us a detailed account of his reign, but unfortunately it's not easily decipherable. He was a great administrator as well as a brave warrior and carried out works of piety and public utility like building roads and gardens. Recently, a place, Menar, was in the news. It is located in which of the following states? The correct answer is Rajasthan. Recognized as the bird village following community-driven conservation efforts, Menar in Udaipur district is said to be notified as Rajasthan's new wetland. The two lakes in the village, the Brahma and the Dhand, play host to a large number of migratory birds in the winter season every year. They include greater flamingo, white-tailed lapwing, pelican, marsh harrier, bar-headed goose, common teal, green shank, pintail, wagtail, green sandpiper, and red-wattled lapwing. At present, Rajasthan has two wetlands recognized as Ramsar sites, Keoladev Gana in Bharatpur district and Sambar Salt Lake in Jaipur district. The World Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Day is observed on, the correct answer is June 27th. The United Nations General Assembly designated June 27th as the MSME Day to raise awareness of the tremendous contributions of it to the achievement of UN Sustainable Development Goals. The theme for this year is Resilience and Rebuilding, MSMEs for Sustainable Development. MSMEs account for 90% of businesses, 60 to 70% of employment, and 50% of GDP worldwide. National Mithun Research Center was established in, the correct answer is Nagaland. Recently, the Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare visited the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, ICAR's National Research Center, on Mithun and a pineapple farm during his visit to Nagaland. The ICAR NRC on Mithun was established in June 1988 in the state of Nagaland to provide impetus on the research work on Mithun. Mithun is a ruminant species belonging to the family Bovidae and assumed to be the domesticated form of wild boar. It is indigenous to the eastern Himalayas and referred to as the sacrificial ox of the northeastern region of India. It's also known as Gayal and is a state animal of Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh. The IUCN status of it is vulnerable. Which of the following best describes the Utricularia furcellata? It is actually a species of rare plant in Uttarakhand. Recently, a very rare carnivorous plant species called Utricularia furcellata has been found in Uttarakhand, and this is the first sighting of the plant not only in Uttarakhand but in the entire western Himalayan region. Carnivorous plants are found mostly in fresh water and wet soil. They have a completely distinct manner of arranging food and nutrition through intelligent trap mechanisms as compared to the photosynthesis mode of normal plants. Moving on, One Health pilot is to be launched in which of the following? The correct answer is Bengaluru. Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, along with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the Confederation of Indian Industry, is implementing the One Health project in the states of Karnataka and Uttarakhand. DAHT will launch One Health pilot in Karnataka at Bengaluru. It is an initiative to bring stakeholders from animal, human, and environment health on a common platform to address the challenges through One Health approach. It would help to prevent the future zoonotic disease outbreaks. Salmonella typhi is associated with which of the following diseases? Typhoid is the correct answer. The bacteria S. typhi, which causes typhoid fever, is becoming increasingly resistant to some of the most important antibiotics for human health. Researchers have noted that typhoid fever is a global public health concern. Antibiotics can be used to successfully treat this disease, but their effectiveness is threatened by the emergence of resistant S. typhi strains. What is the theme of the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking 2022? The correct answer is Addressing Drug Challenges in Health and Humanitarian Crises. In order to create awareness about the serious impacts of drug abuse, June 26th every year is celebrated as the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, or World Drug Day. This year the theme is Addressing Drug Challenges in Health and Humanitarian Crises. On December 7th, 1987, the UN General Assembly decided to observe June 26th as the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. It did so to strengthen their efforts in order to achieve the goal of making the society free of drug abuse. Moving on to the practice question. With reference to India's biodiversity, common teal, green shank, pink tail, wagtail, these are birds, primates, reptiles or amphibians? Answer it correctly. Thank you so much for watching.